Hello, this is test number 2 in a series of maths practice questions in biology, as you have to make sure you can show math skills in science. So we've got 4 questions to have a look at here. So we're going to start off by looking at this one. A section of chromosome contains 1.2 million DNA bases. 28% of the bases are adenine. Calculate the number of adenine bases in this selection of chromosome and give your answer in standard form. Again, they've slipped that little bit in at the end there about answering in standard form. Lots of people miss that little bit, so make sure you highlight it, because otherwise you are going to lose a mark if you do not convert your answer to standard form. First of all, you've got to find out your answer. So if you first of all work out, you need to know what 28% of 1.2 million is. So if you take 1.2 times 10 to the power of 6 and divide it by 100, that will tell you what 1% is, and then multiply it by 28, you get the answer 336,000. Now that will get you 1 mark. However, if you write it to standard form, 3.36 times 10 to the power of 5, okay, because standard form is usually 1 decimal place. Okay, this question then, question 2. This is looking at a plant which takes up water over an 8-hour period. And it says calculate the mean rate of water uptake between 2 and 6 hours. Now, first of all, whenever you're working out rate of reaction, whether it's biology or chemistry, it's the change in y divided by the change in x. Okay, now the x is easy because we know it's between 2 and 6 hours, so we know that the difference there is 4 hours. Okay, so that bit's easy. The bit that's a bit more difficult is we've got to work out what the change in y is. Now you'll notice I've used a ruler, and this is something you should get into the habit of doing. Use the ruler to specifically go to the line and then follow it across so you can easily read the scale over here. Okay? Now, if you read that, then you can see that this is 0.6 and this is 2.1. It's not 2, it's 2.1. 2.1 take away 0.6 equals 1.5. So that is my change in y. So 1.5 divided by 4 equals 0.375. Now, this answer hasn't asked you to write this in significant figures, but if you did, it would be 0.38. because you've got to 5 there and you need to go up to the next number. Okay, this is a nice little question, and this one is coming up more and more often each year. And it's the difference between surface area and volume. The diagram below shows an epithelial cell. The dimensions of the epithelial cell are given in micrometers. Complete the table below for this epithelial cell. So I'm just going to double check first of all. Right, it's given all in micrometers and it wants all the answer in micrometers. So that's good, I haven't got to do any working out. However, this question is for 3 marks. So I know I'm going to be doing 3 things. It's quite straightforward. I've got to make sure I fill these 3 boxes in. Okay, so all I've done is split my answer grid so that I can work it out easily. Now, surface area is just when you take the height and the width of one surface and you multiply them together. So 15 times 15, but then you multiply it by the number of surfaces. Okay, so when you do that, you get the answer of 1350. Volume is different because this time we're doing height times width times depth. So height times width and then times depth. So that one is 15 times 15 times 15, and the answer is 3375. It wants to know what the ratio is. Well, if that is the equivalent of 1, if you take that and divide it by that, you'll get the answer of 0.4. So there's 0.4 to 1 ratio, and that's your 3 marks. Okay, and question 4. Now this one is going to involve you actually getting your ruler out and doing some measuring. A student was viewing plant cells under a microscope. The diagram below shows one of the plant cells that the student observed. In the diagram, A is the image width. So it tells you there what you're going to be looking at, what you're going to be measuring. The magnification of the cell is times 250. What is the real width of the plant cell? But give your answer in micrometers. Okay, well I can't measure micrometers because they're just too small, but what I can do is I can measure using a ruler. So if I put my ruler onto there, I can measure and see that that is 20 millimetres wide. So all I've done here is I've taken that calculation first of all and I've put it into a triangle. So there's the divide line, image size is above, magnification, real size. Okay? So I need to find out the real size. So if I cover that over, my calculation is image divided by magnification. I've just written that down there. Then I've put my numbers in, 20, which is what I measured, divided by 250, which came from the question, equals 0.08. However, I've got to calculate that into micrometers, and there are 1,000 micrometers in a millimetre. So I need to multiply it by 1,000 and I get the answer of 80. Okay, thank you. I look forward to seeing you in test number 3.